Hi, my name is Angelina, co-founder of Pride Designs, and recently I saw a question that was posted in one of the groups that I was in. The question was, how does somebody that's a local small business show up in local SEO? How do they work on their local SEO? For those of you that haven't heard the term SEO, it means search engine optimization. Essentially, it's how your website or your listing ends up on the first page of Google. If somebody is looking up your business, you want to come up first. The easiest way to do that is to target the local search first. So, as an example, if somebody was to look up your service, let's say you're a roofing contractor, it would be, roofing contractors near me. Or if you're a mechanic, somebody might search mechanics near me. So, that local search and how you rank on the first page of Google, that's what I'm going to show you today. I'm going to show you how you can actually get your small business to show up on Google. This is something that we recommend for everybody to have. It's a free listing, it's easy to create, and usually only takes a couple days to get it verified. So without further ado, let's just jump right in. I'm going to show you a listing that's similar. This is our listing right now. You can see that we have the photos, the location, the reviews, and description. This is essentially what we're going to be creating right now. So the way it works with Google My Business is you have to first verify that you're a local business. And the way to do that is by either searching Google Business Profile on Google Search, or you can visit this link and I'll drop this somewhere in the comments or in the description so you can have it. This link right here allows you to create a Google business listing as long as you have a Google account. You do have to have a Gmail or a Google Workspace account in order to create one. So you can go ahead and click Start Now. First, you're going to type in your business name, and then you're going to select the business category. This is very important. The business category that you initially select, it will be a main category, and then there will eventually be more subcategories you could add. You could add like 2 to 3 more. So let's go ahead and add a category. For this example, I'll just stick with the roofing contractor. Then we're going to click Next. And now you can see it asks the question, do you want to add a location customers can visit, like a store or office? If you don't have an existing business address or office that people can physically visit, you'll want to select no. If you do have an office, you want to select yes. Just note that Google will most likely require you to do some kind of video verification or possibly an email verification just to verify that your business is legitimate and that it's also located in that specific city. We're going to click next. In this case, I decided not to put a location. The next step here is to select the service locations. I always recommend to add a couple, and you can always add more later. And next, you want to enter your phone number as well as a website. If you don't already have a website, your business should definitely have a website. It's the best way for you to organically rank on Google over time, as well as in general when you're shaking hands or meeting people. People want to see a website. They want to see that trust built like a digital storefront. Especially if you don't have a brick and mortar, this is going to be the way that you want to rank. If you don't have one right now, you can skip that for now. You could also reach out to us. We specialize in custom websites, designing as well as developing them strategically based on your industry and your target audience. More details on that, but for now, we're going to go ahead and just enter our number and continue. So the next step shows you that you need to verify your mailing address. In the earlier step, you might have selected that no, you don't have a business address, or maybe you selected that yes, you did have a business address. Regardless of that, you're going to see this step come up. It just comes up earlier if you did select that you had a business address. The reason they ask for this is because Google Business Profile Manager is actually meant for small businesses to help them pop up on the first page of Google without them maybe having the same kind of resources or blog posts or things that would help them naturally and organically show up on the first page of Google. Because when somebody searches something locally, like for example, if I was to look up painter near me, I'm going to see at first some advertisements as well as some sponsored and then the local business map anytime that near me or a city is specified. As you can see, everyone that has the sponsor next to it, they're paying for that placement, but everybody else that doesn't, they're not paying for that placement. They're getting that placement organically. And as you can see, this actually shows up on Google search even before all of these other listings. You might not be able to compete with Yelp on the first page of Google, but you sure can compete with this Google Maps search. So it's a great opportunity for local small businesses to show up on the first page of Google. It's a free listing and you can optimize it as you go. As you can see here in the examples, some of the best practices are having images, having your website, having everything here pretty much filled out, as well as keeping up with reviews, which we'll get into in a moment. Now, let's get back to our listing here. We're going to go ahead and enter our address, and then that way Google can do a business verification. You might have seen this earlier if you did have a physical address, but if you didn't see it earlier, you should be seeing it now. This is the exact step that I mentioned earlier that Google will require you to do a business video. Even if you're not showing the address, Google wants to see you either showing your location or proof of management, essentially. So maybe you have some trucks with your logo and your business name on there. You'll want to record that as well as the area that you're in just to verify and show Google that, hey, we're a local business. Here we are. Here I am unlocking my company vehicle with the logo on it and the business name on it. Or here is my office if it is a physical office. And here is me unlocking it, showing other businesses near me if it's like an office building, as well as showing me going to the computer and unlocking it. They actually want you to capture all of those things. I know it seems a little bit excessive, but they just do this to verify to make sure that you are a legitimate business, which is a good thing that they do it because they make sure that the people that are popping up are actually local businesses. I'm going to go ahead and click verify later because they're not actually going to be verifying this business, but you will go ahead and enter your information. And if you are at either your office or at your home address where you said that you were just a home-based business, you still are going to have to do this video verification. So you have to go outside, show the street if you can, if it's close enough, show nearby houses or businesses, and then showing you walking up and unlocking either that company vehicle or something that has your logo and signage, your computer. If you have business cards, you'll want to capture that in that single video. Since I'm on a computer right now, I'm just going to verify later. Next, it's going to take your category that you selected earlier and give you some additional suggestions of service extensions. So, for example, in my ABC roofing company, I selected that I was a roofing contractor. So, roof inspection, roof installation, roof repair was naturally selected. There's some additional services that I wasn't sure about, but you can go ahead and tag any of these additional services. So, I'm just going to go ahead and select a couple here. And then if you want to add a custom service, like if there's a very specific type of service, you could also go ahead and add a custom service. I always suggest adding some custom services. You don't have to do it right now, but at some point you should add them. And the reason why is those will help you additionally show up higher and rank higher when people are searching for your service or your industry on Google locally. Next, we're going to add our business hours. This is really important. Google does reward business profiles that complete all of the steps. So we're going to go ahead and add some hours here. So business description. This is really important. You do not want to skip this step. You want to write out a detailed business description that's going to have those keywords in there. That's also going to give people a quick snapshot view of what you do and how many years of maybe experience you have, the areas you service, things like that you'll want to mention in your listing. Here's an example of a good Google description. This is one of the top listings. As you can see naturally, they had 470 reviews, and here they have a long description. There is a specific limit, of course, but we'll go ahead and just for this example, copy and paste this. Next, we'll want to add some photos. If you have some photos of your work, that's the best. If you have an office, you'll want to take a picture of your office. The point is, you do want to add some photos. I always recommend starting off with at least minimum 5 photos. The more the better. You can add more as you go. If you're a brand new business that's starting out, you might not have that many photos. So you can always visit websites like pixabay.com, pexels.com, unsplash.com. These are all free stock photo libraries where you can at least get some photos for now so that it's not a completely empty listing. Because when people are looking through different listings, they're going to want to see some photos like these photos that pop up here. You could see they have 268 photos. It makes quite a difference in the ranking of the listing when you have that many photos versus another listing that may not have as many photos. They have 29 photos. I do think that there's a strong correlation between those two things. Next, it will allow you to publish photos of your work. This is all part of those same steps. I'm going to go ahead and skip this step for now, but if you have photos of your work, you should absolutely post them. And this last step just lets us know that once you verify your business listing with that video verification that Google requires you to do, you will then be able to see those edits and you'll be able to see your listing. You'll not only be able to see this Google My Business listing on Google, but you will also be able to see it on Google Maps searches. We're going to go ahead and click continue. Once you click continue, it will take you back to Google search, but this time it's going to show you your business is not visible to customers, and it'll give you some different tools here that you can customize. You'll also see possibly this kind of warning notice that says customers can't see your business information. Get verified to let them find you on Google. So you'll want to get your mobile device because you'll want to have a camera, get a phone, log in with the same Google My Business profile email that you used to set this up. So whatever that Gmail account or that Google Workspace email account was, you'll want to log in on your phone, and then you'll want to head over to look up your business on Google. Another way you can find this on your phone is you can, if you're logged into your Google account, click here on those 9 little dots, and then navigate to Business Profile Manager. It has a little roof on it. Or you could search up Google Business Profile Manager on Google, and then it should take you here. This will allow you to click Get Verified, and then you can go ahead and finish up that whole process. On average, it takes about 3 to 5 days, 3 to 5 business days to get the listing approved. If you didn't cover everything in that video for the verification, they may require you to do another video. Please do it and jump on it because it's well worth it. And the quicker you get your Google business listing up, the quicker you could start showing up on the first page of Google. A couple other things I wanted to go over with you. You got this new listing. Once it's verified, what do you do? Well, even before it's verified, one thing that you can do is customize your profile. So you could go back to edit profile, and everything that you kind of skipped or just gave very basic information in the earlier setup wizard, you're going to now want to go in and give it the full information. As you can see, the nice thing about Google is now they integrated this description suggester tool. It's an AI tool that just allows you to click it, and then it will give you some different variations of what you have written, and you can try again, or you can use what they gave you and just click the use button. The next thing you can also provide is the opening date. I strongly suggest adding that. If you have a website, you'll want to add that as well. Social profiles. This is really helpful. You'll want to add this. Even if people don't check it out in your Google business listing, it does help the ranking of your Google business profile. So if you have a Facebook business page, not a profile, but a business page, you want to link that to this. The next thing that we'll want to add is additional service areas. So if you're a local business that provides a service that you have to physically be there, then you'll want to list all of the locations that you physically want to travel to, because Google will show the map and the service locations to the users that visit your profile. If you're a business that operates locally as well as everywhere else, because you might be doing remote work such as us, then what you'll want to do is you'll want to add not only those local search areas, but go ahead and after you add them, there is a limit to how many you could add. You'll want to save a spot for the United States or wherever it is that you are in and that you are servicing. So go ahead and make sure you're covering all of that and then click save. Make sure your business hours are good. If there's any special hours like holiday hours, make sure you fill those in. Google does like that. This bottom section here, it allows you to add some different type of tags. So if you're a restaurant, you can select that you have brunch and breakfast, or if it's a business that offers some kind of delivery service, you can do delivery. What I like to make sure that businesses always do is if you qualify for one of these things from the business, select that little pencil icon and it'll drop down some more options. If any of these apply to you, you'll want to select them. So if you're a woman-owned business, any of these, veteran-owned, go ahead and select yes. You don't have to select no on the ones that it's not. I just select yes on the one that it is. So in this case, I'm going to select yes and then click save. And then next, for crowd, you can also select here this additional option. You can add service options as well, like if you offer online estimates, I strongly suggest you select yes on that. And then if you speak any other languages, you can also select on those as well and click save. Once you're all done customizing this section, you can close out here. The next section is adding additional services. I mentioned this earlier. If you don't have services and you have products, you can also add products here. So you could either add products or add services. Go ahead and add each service, and under each service, you can add a description. If you do roof repair, add the descriptions and the keywords of what kind of roof repair you do. You can even plug this into something like ChatGPT to help you write those descriptions. I would strongly suggest going into each one and doing that. That will just help you with the local visibility in search, because anytime somebody types in any of those type of keywords, Google will give you a little bit of a boost because you're actually covering those keywords under your Google business profile listing. So I hope that helps. If there's any additional business categories you want to add, you can also add another business category, and under the category, you could add additional services. Google doesn't always cover every single service. So sometimes you'll look up something and it might be kind of close. So just pick the closest one to it if it's not exactly there. I'm going to go ahead and save that information and once again, close out here. The last thing I want to show you is the bookings and talk a little bit about the reviews. So with the bookings, if you have some kind of way for people to book with you, you'll want to add this. If it's a website and there's a booking page, you'll want to add that link to that page. If you don't have a link to a booking page, then you'll want to create at least something like calendly.com. They have a free account, even you can set up to create a profile where you can sync it with your calendar, whether it be Outlook or Google. And anytime somebody books something, it cross reference checks if there's something already on your calendar. It just makes it super easy. So I'm not going to get into that, but I do suggest having some kind of booking widget. If you are a service based industry that takes appointments, this is going to be really helpful and just in general for business. So you'll want to add that here under bookings. The last piece that I can't quite show you, but I can show you examples of, is the reviews. Once your listing is approved, only then can you have people leave your reviews because it's actually going to be published. So to leave reviews or to ask for reviews, you can have people navigate them and just tell them to look up your business. Another way that you can do that, if you just want to send people a quick link, is you can go under a review link. So it'll show like this, ask for reviews. That's what it will say. When you see ask for reviews, you can click that. And then here is a QR code you could download. You could just right click and click save image as if you want to print it on some kind of papers or business cards to give to people. That will take them directly to your Google business listing, right to the review section so they could just leave you a review. You can also just copy this link and then paste that into like emails or text messages, whatever works. But I highly suggest getting your reviews. I don't suggest getting all your reviews at once. Like if you are a business that's been in business for some time and you're just setting up your Google business profile now, I would not suggest you going and contacting all 50 of your clients over the last 2 years and telling them, hey, leave me a review, because probably a lot of them will get flagged. Google's system automatically sometimes won't post them. So if you're using a reputation management system or just blasting everybody out at the same time, I would try to avoid doing that. Maybe just send it to a couple people at a time, a couple more the next day. That way, there's more likelihood of them getting approved on your Google business profile. One final piece of advice is posts. So it's kind of similar to how social media posts work. If you keep scrolling past your listing, if you're logged in and you're already approved, you'll notice that there's a section down below that shows updates. Yours is probably going to be empty. As you can see, we have something on ours that's already filled out. You can add things like offers, you can add an image, you can even add links to it. I would even suggest doing one if you can once a day. It will just help you naturally start growing on your Google business listing. Definitely take advantage of that. As you can see, when you have a fully filled out profile, here's what it will look like. You'll have a short description, categories. You'll also see appointment links. You'll see the featured reviews that Google decides to highlight. You'll see a full description, and then any kind of posts that you have, as well as profiles. As you can see, Google also gives you some kind of analytics here where you can see information if you want to learn more. And if you have a fully filled out profile, your profile strength should look good. I hope that this quick tutorial video and guide helps some of you that are looking to stand out in your local area and start your business off on the right foot. See this, and I hope that it actually helps. If you have any questions or if you'd like me to review your profile and give you some suggestions, just drop me a comment below. I'm also offering some free website evaluations currently. So if some of you have a website and you wanted me to review that for you, I would love to offer you a free evaluation where we could just look over your website, see what things are working, see what's not, and go from there. So hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for watching.